was such a show.
Sarah, with all due respect, you said it was a show.
It was.
But it was a show that you wouldn't have been a part of.
Everybody was begging me to be producer because you're really late on schedule. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get us the views and step up production. I tried to do that and I was scolded. You know why? Because you didn't like me taking over the power dynamic and being a better producer than you are.
Startup Silicon Valley is coming out in November. It's actually launching on November 5th. And we're really excited about it. It is a fly-on-the-wall look at what goes on in that entrepreneurial spirit of Silicon Valley. There's been so much conversation about it and so much talk in the zeitgeist about it that we had to go there. And we've picked some really amazing personalities who are on their ways to becoming the next big, we hope, the next big thing in Silicon Valley.
I found it slightly disrespectful, him just going through the whole thing and making his own judgments.
And we looked at the consumer behavior and the consumer interest in that area, and we found that there were some really cool insights on why people were so excited about it. And we saw that play out in social media. So for our marketing plan, we decided to harness the idea of people wanting to become influencers. And there were three really big platforms that kind of helped us look at what the influencer became. And it was It Factor. So when you're going into Silicon Valley and you're figuring out how am I going to become the next entrepreneur? It's not just about the big idea. It's about how you pitch it. So it's about your image, your personality. It's your it factor. It's about your popularity. It's about Facebook, how you share things. And it's about your influence. And we looked at Twitter as a platform that shows influence. And we combined all of these things in a website that we call the Silicon Valley Status. And we're asking people to come on board and figure out what your status is, what your score is, what your potential influence is in this entrepreneurial system. When you go to the Silicon Valley Status website, you are able to scrub your Facebook, your Twitter, and your Instagram social graphs in order to find a score of how well you would compete in this universe. And we think it's a really fun gameplay that lets the consumer start identifying with what Startup Silicon Valley is all about. Ultimately, what marketing wants to do is get consumers really engaged and really loyal to the show. And the ultimate idea is having them watch the show. So yes, the idea of this hub is that when they see and come onto the site, there's extras on the site that will lead them back to the TV show. For example, if you have a certain status, but you want to improve it, we have all the cast provide videos and tips on how you up your status. And so you get to meet the cast and you get to meet them in a way where you see, why were they put on the show? Why are they entrepreneurs in Startups Silicon Valley? And so yes, we do want them to be watching the show, but we want to give them a bigger experience so they get more and an extended experience other than just the show. Because Bravo's not about only giving them on-air content. We always give them many touch points as possible to make the enjoyment so much better and richer. One way of us getting more engagement during the show, during the first 2 weeks of the show, is we are creating an opportunity for the leaders who have the highest Silicon Valley status to get their pictures up on 6 billboards that appear on US 101 highway between San Francisco and Palo Alto, which is that amazing a strip of road between Silicon Valley and San Fran. Each day we'll have a number of Silicon Valley status leaders get their picture up on those billboards. So that will be a really fun experience, and you'll be able to find out whether you get your picture up through Facebook. You'll see it on bravotv.com. So it's a little bit of a 15 minutes of fame, which is another fun aspect of Silicon Valley success stories. You're looking to get your name out there and to get your fame out there. So this is another way we're helping them do that. So that's a little more continuity and keeping them engaged in the site and keeping them engaged in the story of the show. We will continue each week to provide clips of the upcoming episodes. So you'll always get an idea of what's going on. You'll get an idea of who these people are. We'll have bios out there of the people so you can get a richer understanding of why they are on the show. When we first did our casting call, we had a few people coming in and we asked for submissions. And then, you know, we immediately got hundreds of submissions of people who wanted to be on the show. And so we were really able to choose from the best of the best in terms of personality, in terms of what they were doing from a startup perspective. And so a lot of the profiles will show really interesting looks at the characters in this famous area of the country.
I don't really think we're ever going to get over this.
I don't know what to say.
All right, that answers it. Thanks. Good night.